Well, Jackie Evancho, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Congratulations on an amazing journey with The Masked Singer, but this was a shocking goodbye. A lot of people think Kitty should have had more lives left than this. How hopeful were you about your chances to win it all?
I was really bummed when I got voted off, but I mean, that's the journey of being on a competition like that. And I mean, I had fun the whole entire way. The experience was amazing. I learned so much about myself and showmanship and stage presence. And ultimately, I think that it was worth it, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
What was your reaction when Nick announced your name?
Oh, my heart sank. I was so sad. I did not want to leave the process. It was that amazing. And whenever he was trying to take my mask off, I had to fight back tears.
Yeah, and you guys go way back to your AGT days. Did you think that might have any effect on your ability to stay under the radar? I know it is on lockdown there.
Well, definitely. I mean, every time I had to speak as Kitty next to him, I was scared that he was going to put the pieces together just from my voice. But then again, he's not as familiar with me as a 20-year-old as he would be if I was 10. So.
And that was a big reason why you wanted to go on the show, right? To kind of reintroduce yourself as this young woman who's ready to take on the world.
Absolutely. It is so hard to shake that persona of a 10-year-old, especially when that's what people have ingrained in their brains from the minute that you become a public figure. So it was a great way to clear the slate and, reinvent.
Yeah, and the judges pitched a pretty star-studded roster of guesses for you, from Vanessa Hudgens to Leah Michelle, Anna Kendrick. Who was your favorite that they came up with?
My favorite has to be Vanessa Hudgens, because she has such a talent and she is so strong and full of integrity. And I was a fan of hers from when High School Musical was big. And then I loved her in Grease, and I heard the story about I think it was her father or her grandfather had passed away while she was performing, and she still pulled it together and did an amazing job. And it was a great role model for me.
Have you ever gotten a chance to meet her?
I wish. No, but
Now,
maybe Vanessa.
it's out there. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
Everyone you thought they might guess but didn't, Gordon Ramsay came pretty close with Charlotte Church.
Yeah, I was so surprised. When he was saying that, I was like shaking. I was like, oh,
He's
no.
close. He's getting there.
Yeah, he was really close. I was surprised that the chef of all people could get the closest guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, talk about the opportunity to completely disguise yourself and how it inspires your choices for this show. An Amy Winehouse song is something no one would have ever expected from you. Would you have sung something like that on your own without the chance to try it from behind the mask first?
I think I would have, but I felt that it was the perfect timing and it was so appropriate because I was anonymous and there was no judgment, because you can't judge a giant cat in a burlesque costume. So, I mean, yes, these are all songs that I had wanted to sing for so long, but they were not a part of my brand. And it was really great that being behind this mask, I got to completely reinvent that brand too.
Is there a song that you maybe would have wanted to sing that we didn't get a chance? Was there anything that you had in your quiver that you were saving that maybe you wish you'd brought out a little earlier?
I definitely wanted to sing You're So Vain. You know that? And also, it was a pop-up idea in my brain, but possibly Beggin' by Madcon. Because I love that.
All over the place, trying something new every time, right?
Yeah.
So we know you as an opera singer, but after this experience on the show, what do you think you want to try next? Did this help sort of focus your plan for the future?
It definitely focused my future goals, which is to be completely limitless. I want to do anything and everything and build an empire, and I don't want to be stuck to one genre. I want to be able to express whatever is in my brain and get it out to the world. And if I hear a song that's opera, but I want to sing it in a different way, I want to be able to do that,
And maybe outside of music as well, acting, fashion?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to do acting, maybe modeling, maybe I'm 5'2", so modeling. I would love to do a clothing line, makeup line, writing books and poems, all sorts of stuff, as well as songwriting. Everything.
Yeah, you talked in your clues a lot about how you've had some doubts in your life and how you maybe felt a little pigeonholed from a young age, given that you had this natural talent that put you in a spotlight at a very early age? And what have you learned from that, and how did The Masked Singer sort of facilitate that lesson?
I guess I learned that there's a lot of positions that you're going to be put in your life that you really have no control over, and it's going to take a big leap of faith to be able to change it. That's what The Masked Singer really taught me, and that's what it was for me, was taking a leap of faith and just, throwing all my inhibitions to the wind and saying, I'm going to just take on this character, pull every bit out of me that reminds me of this kitty, and go all out.
So the costume, how much did it help you channel your inner diva? And so much was read into the 2 different colored eyes, but was that just random?
Yeah, that was just a part of the costume, and it was so funny to hear everybody be like, look, the 2 colored eyes. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, it's nothing, it's just the costume. But I mean, Kitty had these gorgeous studded corsets and feathers, and putting that on definitely gave me more of a diva vibe. So the costume totally helped.
And the judges loved making comments about your movements on stage as well, and how it easily seemed to come to you to be sultry and sort of express this different vibe that we certainly had not seen from you before. How much fun was that?
It was so fun. And I mean, that all stems from me just dancing in the mirror of my bedroom. So that's where that experience came from. That's why it was natural.
Some of us don't look like that when we look in the mirror and dance in our bedroom. So we pull it off a little better than some of us, for sure.
Yeah, that was the big risk for me, is I didn't ever, know if I looked that good. So I was just like, okay, well, I'll do what I do in the mirror and hope for the best. And It turned out great.
Back to the leap of faith.
Yep.
Yeah. So how hard was it to keep the secret, and who were you able to tell?
It was incredibly hard to keep that secret. But I told my mom and my dad, and, of course, the manager and the publicist. So that was pretty much it. And they kept the secret well. But it was funny when I would get texts from family members who are like, yo, I'm watching The Masked Singer and this kitty,
Wow, seems a little familiar.
Yeah.
We talked to Hunter Hayes last week, and he said that he had accidentally introduced himself as Astro on more than one occasion. Did you ever face a situation like that where you accidentally said something, you're like, oh my God, I almost gave it away?
Well, yes. There was a lot of times where I had to bite my tongue and say, oh, actually, never mind. But I was about to say kitty. And I mean, at this point, I think I want my grandkids to call me Kitty.
I mean, it's sort of an alter ego at this point, right?
Yeah, and I grew so fond of being called Kitty.
And how have the fans responded?
A lot of the fans have been really, really supportive and surprised. And I gained a lot of new fans from this experience that I know will support me in all my decisions. And I'm just really grateful for that.
So what did you discover about yourself that surprised you the most?
That I can be sexy. I think that was the biggest surprise to me, because even now I have issues with confidence, and I'm 20, I have a boyfriend, but the experience really showed me that I can be sexy, I can move nice, and I should be more confident in that,
How supportive has he been in this process? Did he have any idea?
Yeah, but I never told him what the show was. It was always an alias. But I said, yeah, the show requires me to have this crazy costume and blah, blah, blah. But throughout all of it, he was incredibly supportive, especially when I couldn't see him for, a couple months. Even then, he was still by my side, cheering me on.
So you guys haven't been quarantining together? Have you been separated these last couple months as well?
Yeah, but he's only 10 minutes away from me in Pennsylvania, so luckily I can see him a little bit if we follow the precautions of, dousing yourselves in cleaning supplies to get there.
Yeah. What was his reaction after the show aired last night?
He was really proud of me, He was really happy for me, and, I can tell there's a lot of support from him.
Yeah. Do we know who this boyfriend is? Is he a public figure?
No, that's the best part.
Okay, excellent.
We don't got any of the public ruining anything.
Nice. Well, before we let you go, is there a message you want to deliver to maybe Vanessa Hudgens, inviting her for a collaboration?
Yeah, I would say, Vanessa, I admire you so much. You've been an inspiration to me since I was like itty bitty bitty before America's Got Talent. And, it's quarantine. We got tons of time. So if you want to duet, I'd love that.
Well, let's put it out there, make it happen. You heard it here first.